other people remember Reverend Nirvana, but that song really brought his presence forward today. Just, I love that now. I have a new reference for that song. Reverend Nirvana was a minister over at Agape with Reverend Michael, and he dressed for success. He lived in gratitude. He would stand at the front door and open up his arms like this, and everybody that came in that wanted a hug got a hug. And he was just a presence, a powerful, loving presence. But welcome, and I'm excited to talk to you today about breathing in the view, because breathing in the view is wherever you are, there God is. And as you breathe in that view, what you tell yourself and what you make it mean will determine the gratitude beyond gifts. So as you look at every area of your life in any situation, and I'm going to speak a little bit to Thanksgiving since we just went through that hallmark celebration of family unity. Sometimes it's blood family, sometimes it's friends family. Sometimes you make the dinner, sometimes you get to go to dinner, and sometimes you go to a homeless shelter and serve. But there are many ways to be present with Thanksgiving. There's a many multitude of ways of planning, of loving, of gathering of friends and family. And I want to share with you that when I was thinking about this, that I was looking at how I planned for Thanksgiving. And what I did is I stopped, I sat down, and I thought about it. Much like visioning, meditation and visioning. I stopped, I sat down, I thought about it. I started thinking about what it is that I wanted to serve, what ingredients I need, and I started journaling, started making a list. And I prepared with the end in mind. I could see who I wanted to invite, what I wanted to make, and how I wanted to present it, whether it was going to be sit down at the table, inside, outside, buffet. There's so many options. The abundance is real. But when I sat down and I thought about that, I go, that simple act of sitting and being still, meditating, what is it that I want to do? Seeing as the images and the feeling tones started coming available, writing them down, creating a plan, and then participating with the plan, taking action. It allowed me to have a good sense of what I wanted from this Thanksgiving, what I wanted from this holiday. And I'm wondering if you understand that that's how gratitude works. That in the morning when you wake up, you sit for a moment, you think about your day. What are you going to do? Who are you going to be with? What are the outcomes for the day? Grateful that it comes out easy and perfect, and you get more than you thought you were going to get because you had a plan in place, and the universe loves order. There's chaos and order and chaos. But in all of that, when you sit in the gratitude and you plan out your day, how good can your day get? Because I listened to, now I can't think of her name, May McKay or something like that. She wrote a book on gratitude. And she said that when you stop and you think about, if you make a plan, then the plan comes to fruition according to your expectations. If you don't make a plan, you get pulled into other people's plans because they need extras to get what they need done. So when you have a plan in place, and a plan doesn't have to be a blueprint for a building, it's just a plan that today I'm going to have love and connection in my life. That's my priority. You can live your day with that priority. When every time you take a breath, you can just think to yourself, this breath takes me beyond limitation in things. I let go of that. I exhale. This breath takes me beyond people. I love people, but sometimes people can be a little bit more work than normal. But I take the next breath and I let go of that thought. It frees me from things and troubles with people. And I take the next breath and I just go, this one takes me beyond any feelings of separation. I'm breathing in the one life, the one power, the one presence that is God. And then from this view, I now see a world that works for everyone, because what I'm looking at, I'm looking with. So I don't move, I don't leave, I don't interact with anybody until I feel sourced and supplied by the love of God that is living me, and pumping myself out with the filled overflow that I now see that in you. I now see that in you. So it says that you see the humanity awakening to its spiritual magnificence when you accept, surrender, and allow for yourself to feel magnificence and to own that magnificence. It's an inside job. It all starts with you. And I love the fact that when I started thinking about life, that our bodies become animated when we breathe in the breath of God. And we get to have an experience and co-create with life when we exhale that breath with the intention of our life, of what we would like to experience. How cool is that? That's pretty good. I like that. So I was thinking about Thanksgiving because I'm going to share my screen real quick, because how can we take this little ingredients and then make it into something like this? And now we've got a feast. It's possible to take the raw ingredients from life and cook them to your seasoning, your taste, and invite your tribe to come, or your family, whatever you choose to call your friends and family, and ask them to eat from the abundance that is so beautifully displayed. And sometimes it's a tofurkey and sometimes it's a turkey. It doesn't matter what you eat. It's the fact that you're at the table. You're either serving, you're eating, you're laughing, you're loving, you're being present to the love of God. Isn't that amazing? Do you enjoy that? Because the gratitude is real. The abundance is real, but it starts from the inside. It's like what Nancy shared. When I first met Nancy, if I got a smile out of her or a hello, that was like a big win for me. I was like, yeah, we connected today. I watch her speak now, and I'm just like, what an amazing woman she has become as a result of using the spiritual principles that we teach in Science of Mind and applying them to her own self-image, confidence, and knowing that her words create, her words have power, and that she adds that to the seasoning of our center and allows us to experience her in a sweeter, more abundant way. I honor you. I thank you, Nancy. It's amazing, the growth. However, I have to accept that I now know her better from continually coming. I now know the group better. And, it's just like I do at every spiritual center. I used to show up late and leave early. And as I come to love people, I get there early and stay late. So it's all in my spiritual involvement as well. Does this make sense to everybody so far? I love it. I do that in honor of my son, because he would say, Mom, please quit asking that question. Are you gathering what I'm scattering, son? Anyway, you wake up in the morning with a spiritual checklist. You breathe in the love of God, check. I feel gratitude for my life, check. I understand and know there's an abundance of God in me as me. Check. I'm living in the gratitude for who I have in my life and all that is yet to be. Check. When you set your day up like that and you do a spiritual checklist, not a spiritual to-do list, the lady said, instead of being a CEO, to be a CSO instead of a chief executive officer, become the chief spiritual officer of your life. And allow yourself, and a chief spiritual officer, just like a chief executive officer, knows where the company's going, knows the purpose, the mission and vision of that company, and knows what needs to be done on a daily basis to create and complete that outcome. That's the same thing with each and every one of us. We are a branding of our own making. Yes, that we are sourced and supplied in and through God, but yes, we also are an individual. So who do we say we self? Who do we say we are? What do we make it mean, and how are we showing up? I spoke the other day and I heard myself say, if you think you're in the darkness, if you think that life has become just a dark place, take another look around. You are the light that's being called forth. Shine your light. Be that light. Receive, believe, act as if, and before you know it, your little nervous system is doing it without your thinking. Your subconscious is a collection of everything you've ever done. It runs the default patterns of the things that you've developed up to this morning or at this moment. Your conscious mind is what you choose now. I now choose. I'm not running from the default subconscious. I'm now choosing with my focus, with my words, with my spiritual practices and my action. I now choose this day in gratitude. And with that, I simply know that each and every one of us get to live from the point of I'm abundant. When we stop and the struggle goes away, when you realize you're sourced from within and not supplied by your surroundings, you bring you to the table. And if you stop and think about that, if you just do what Gary said and close your eyes and just become the mountain that notices the great clouds and notices what I'm thinking and then choosing what you want to experience, you get to design the skyscape of your life. It's not that hard. We do it all the time without even thinking about it from our past experiences. If we want to do something new, we do it from a new breath of God in this now moment with a new choice. Do you know that the brain loves exercise? It loves to exercise. And so many people get up and they get on the treadmill of life. And they're just on the treadmill. And your body gets exhausted when it doesn't have a destination. When you get on the new Peloton that has the screen and you got a path and a destination and there's movement, you actually get more energized when you exercise because there's a destination and there's an environment that you're in that you know you're going toward a goal. So how amazing is that? Research has actually found that the body responds better to exercise if it has a destination. Do you think it only works in exercise? Could it be in everyday life that when you have a destination, a goal, an outcome, that your body will be rejuvenated, not depleted, when you're actively involved in your own life? And I think that that is critically amazing to the point of success, that life gets to be the way that we vision it to be, and we're rejuvenated because God is our source and supply. Outside circumstances are the evidence of a past thought, Your newness comes from your nowness of the breath of God. Create something that's never been seen before, that you've never done before. Sometimes it works out good, sometimes it doesn't. Today I wanted to do something different, so I put my hair up. I'm not really sure if I'm crazy about this or not, but I wanted to do something different. And it's the little things in life that it give you variety. I can't complain there's no variety in life if I don't do anything different in life. If I don't try something new, I'm not going to have a new experience. So I want you all to think and say, yes, Judy, your hair looks beautiful today. Thank you. It shows off my gray. So the other thing that I wanted to talk about is over the holidays, I got to watch a movie, and it was called I, Tonya. Do you guys remember Tonya Harding? And she's an ice skater, and I didn't like her, how she showed up, her sportsmanship, her attitude, whatever. I didn't like her. That's the truth. I'm being truthful. Nancy Kerrigan seemed like the little angel that was doing everything right. And, you know, I liked Nancy Kerrigan. I watched the movie and I saw the mental, physical abuse that Tonya went through. And I kind of softened up by the end of the movie. I'm like, God darn, that girl was really strong and brave, that no matter what life threw at her, she still showed up and put on a smile and did her skating triple flip. And at the end of the movie, after watching all of that, watching the people that she had in her life, at the end of the movie, the narrative was that Nancy Kerrigan and Tonya Harding came from similar backgrounds. Neither one of them had a lot of money. They were just American girls with a talent for skating. They said the difference was Nancy Kerrigan was loved by her family. Tonya's mother thought Tonya skated better when she was mad, so she kept her mad all the time. Can you imagine the things that people go through and the things that they did because of their surrounding? I think that's what it means in the Bible to be born again. That regardless of what you're born into as an adult, you get to choose. Yes, it was horrible that you had to go through it. I'm sorry you had to go through it. It's a tough experience getting over things. But it's really bad that they did that to you when you were a child. It doesn't serve you to continue doing that as an adult. So rewrite the script of your life and look at all the experiences that you had and what was the good thing that came out of it. Yes, it was hard. Yes, it was unfair. But you know what? It made me who I am today, and I think I'm kind of cool. Make it so you feel good. Live it till you can give it. Love it until you can share that love. Laugh until you see you're happy. Be that, because the gravity of sadness will pull you down anyway. The gravity of the world will pull you down. It has to be a choice to lift you up, to balance those scales. And don't be worried. There's always going to be something that'll knock you off your course. You'll always have an opportunity to practice being the best version of you available and to stay green and grow. Do you guys remember the radio station 94.7, The Wave? All right. It was a news station that played instrumental music, meditation music. It was a news station that was being promoted as, The Wave, Sunshine's got the wave. It was being promoted as calming music, right? I was into country Western music at the time. And I'm like, I don't want an instrumental with no words, you know. I want, country music is a story of an event. And it's usually about, I didn't know I loved her till she left me. I didn't know she was going to take the dang dog when she left. I mean, it was all these kind of country Western songs that were country Western. Now I just started thinking about this, that We've got automated cars now. They can drive without anybody steering them. So I know there's a country western song coming out about how my automated truck done left me too. You know, everything is just happening for a reason. The reason simply is that the mental attitude of gratitude draws the mind into close touch with the source from which the blessing came. I want to leave you with that thought. God is the creator of all life, but God never gets consumed by what it creates. We are in the image and likeness of God. We always have the ability to create anew, but we stay identified with the source, not the things we create. We're in gratitude that the source is an infinite, endless supply, and that things that are created are interests that we have brought into our lives to participate with the good of God and who we think we are and what we think we deserve. So think big, think resourceful, think godly thoughts, and enjoy your life in gratitude. You're the one that gets to experience it. So grab a hold of it and know that life is good. I know that I am good enough because I am God enough. Thank you very much for your time. I'm wanting to just take a moment, just breathe in, take a breath, and know that the breath of God is what we breathe, that we are infinitely supplied and sourced, that God is more real than anything tangible, that we are the divine idea that of God's image of us, that we are living life in perfection, that even our hiccups can become our successes, and even our successes can bring greater successes if we but remember whose and who we are. God is living us, loving us, creating us at every point and place. The invisible is just as more real than the visible. The visible is temporary. So I give great thanks for all that I have experienced and all that is yet to come. I bless this group, this gathering, this day, knowing that it is going to source and supply us throughout our day, throughout our week, throughout our life. God and only God. Thank you so much. Yes, more please. And so it is.